Let's go. Pretty sure we read all this, didn't we? Yes. Alright. Let's just fucking go. Come on, man. I'm not even gonna read that aloud. That's shameful. You monster. How dare you? Get no respect. Only gonna be going for about 2 hours because like things happened and got delayed. So I'm pretty sure we're like yeah, we're pretty sure we're not beating VA-11 before Astral Chain happens. So Saturday might be like continuing with this and then maybe alternate, like rotating after all, who knows. Damn. Did you pause the stream or only freeze from me? I didn't pause it, so it must have froze for you. Is it back to normal for you? Because it looks like it's behaving on this end. I'm not seeing drop frames or anything. Ah, it's working again. Okay, it's probably just tomfoolery. Fuck is with you and these cats? Hawk. I'm kind of like that with things when people are like, yeah, you can take this, and kind of like, I know you said explicitly I can take it, but I don't feel like I should. Did you hear about the thing? Did you hear the thing about Jeremy Soule? I did not know. I don't actually know who Jeremy Soule is. So, by all means, fill me in. Just saucy drama all over the place, huh? I can smell it because they usually are it. Pardon me. Jukebox, usual. Yeah, just loop that again, fuck it. Should probably loop different songs instead of just the same two, but hey. Oh my god. My iPad over just in case things beep at me. I should be getting an email at some point. I had to scan something and send it off to my aunt because electronic ticket stuff for the holiday, or the, well, yeah, the holiday. I think my mom and she are going on, so I'm just gonna keep this open so the beep isn't as loud. Oh, pardon me. Jeremy Soule is the composer of the soundtrack for Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim, Knights of the Old Republic, and many other great games. And he is apparently also a rapist. Reset the clock. A fucking another one. Like, it's goddamn all of them, really. Orion. Still, that's fucking crying shame. So I was like, is he still working at Bethesda, or have they given him the boot, or was he just like always freelance so they can technically just not have to, you know, not have to worry about it? I'm hoping, like, because basically every single one of these had considerable validity. So I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I know it's probably apparently at this point. I wouldn't be surprised or feel bad about calling that shot. Jill should remember who this is. She mentioned him by name. That would do my head in and all, honestly. Meow. My son, I'm in here. Would you like to come in and get scratched? Oh, pardon me. I haven't seen that one blown up, actually. I wonder, well, it could just be I've missed it, actually, given Heart of Days and going. But, I haven't seen, like, the fuss kicking up about that yet. It'll be interesting to see what happens whenever, like, places, like, more news outlets start taking it up. I think he might be a freelancer, considering the variety of game soundtracks he composed. Most likely. Just if he was in for Skyrim, it made me wonder if he would have got picked up as, like, an in-house one for, Bethesda. Although right now, he's probably been doing all the things in between now, hasn't he? If that's the case, then, you know. Oh well, not much they can do about that. Hello. Oh, my wee son. Don't you attack my foot. Fried eggs and mixing drinks. True, I suppose. That's probably a... Hello. Just getting my foot slapped by the cat. I guess out of curiosity, do you know like the extent of the allegation? Like, is it like, I presume it's an allegation stage, not like someone who's actually like just gone and found that he committed this crime and was done for and all. Jill, she told you that she was gonna send you to like his bar or some shit. There is no proof, but he immediately deleted his Facebook and Twitter after the accusations, which I would say is more than just suspicious. I mean, that right there, like, every single time that's happened, the person's been done for it. Like, that's just straight up guaranteed they did it and are running from it. Like, usually the one, more often than not, if they delete all their shit instantly, you fucking got them, like, they did it. They did it, and there is some form of proof somewhere, or they believe it there is enough to just get them done for it. So, I'd say that's pretty dead that writes that. Meow. Funny how that works out. Bureaucracy favors the corrupt in this corrupt hellhole city. Ah. And they're just being killed left and right. Huh, that's interesting. Yeah, no, that's a shame, I guess. I feel sorry for his victim. I hope they find justice, really. Shady drinks. It's curious that how badly run are all these other bars. The suplex was created here, huh? That's interesting. Hmm. And the pile driver. Where's pile driver? Where's pile driver? 3 Bronson, 3 Flannery Guide, 4 Carmetrine. On the rocks and mixed. Just mixed. That's interesting. Hang on. I'm Robert. Not the hell of a cover. What was there I was going to talk about? There's something I wanted to mention today, but I forget what. Might have been about the Mega Man 0 and ZX collections on Switch and PS4 and PC, and actually just everything really. Cause I've been avoiding the Mega Man collections after hearing that the NES and SNES ones they have like input lag problems and other stuff that would just made me go like, eh. But like, even if the emulation for these ones is bad, being able to play ZX on anything other than a DS is welcome, because at least DX1 didn't have anything really to do with the DS's features. Like the other screen was just a map screen, and for like some of your powers you could like do little tweak things, like I forget what it was called. The fire one, the orange one, you could like draw the paths that your bullets would take, so you can make it like shoot in weird ways and all that. Which was interesting, but nothing you strictly need a touchscreen for. So like, hey. But yeah, even if the emulation is a bit bad, or however they're doing it, I'll still probably get that one just to play those. I never played ZX Advent, and I want to play that one, because I heard it was better than ZX1. I'm quite fond of ZX1. Pardon me. I also haven't played the Zero games in a while. I'm curious to go back to those ones and try them. Some girl with a red mohawk feels like it's a reference to something. Well, hell. A big beer. Well, she said big beer. I presume it is the big beer? Two, four, yes. Oh dear. She hasn't reached out to Stella, which means she's probably at least injured. I'd be very surprised if she had died. How about my son? Ooh. Apparently the whole thing also caused a bunch of other female devs to talk about similar problems. Co-founder of Infinite Fall, the studio that made Night in the Woods, terrorized his ex-girlfriend after she got raped by another man. Later he tried to put her on a bunch of blacklists for important game events to damage her career. The other founder of Infinite Fall immediately tweeted that he believes the accusations and is very sad and angry. Jesus. Fucking hell, that... I mean, if he immediately believes them... If nothing else, it means there isn't exactly good blood there. Or it means he has good reason to believe that guy would be like that. Like, if he believes the accusations like that, that means he either knows something or, like, knows who that person enough to believe that that's entirely plausible. Oh, kitty cat sitting on the bed for the first time in ages. Still though, like, Night in the Woods. Man, that's one of the games, like, I didn't play, but always seen of it made me think, you know, that would be one of the ones where, like, your devs wouldn't be that sort of person. You know, it was being a very emotional... Well, I guess I say that, but like, how many times... I've also made a regular note of how many times that, like, fairly progressive people, developers and all that usually have very regressive views or often end up being just terrible people in general. So I guess I actually shouldn't be surprised thinking about that. You say so, Stella. But still, like... Yeah, no, I guess I really shouldn't be surprised. The more I think about it, now that kind of makes sense, actually. Well, makes sense insofar as it probably fits in with that all holding pattern. Because it depends what the guy acted like in public. I also felt this was a little unexpected. I wonder, like, how deep does this go? Like, how many are we up to now? I feel like I know the industry is a huge place and all that, so there's tons of people there. You're gonna find tons of this shit, but like, we're like what, dozens in, and there's still, like, doubtless more that haven't been mentioned. The whole thing is just like a rat's nest. Something sweet. Maybe not a sugar rush. That's a happy. Am I wrong with that? I mean, that's also happy. That's happy and all. They're all fucking happy. Fuck it. This is also like a classy one, which is fitting. So hey. Aged mixed. Family, really. Emotional support. Oh. Michael Antonov, one of the founders of Oculus, harassed 2 women and he's still working for Oculus even though at least one of them immediately reported it. That one doesn't surprise me because I mean, look who the main Oculus Rift face was. Fucking Palmer Lucky, like look at that embarrassing mess of a person. And also just Facebook in general being just a genuinely evil entity. You know, like it doesn't surprise me that that sort of person can just be outright, like, you know, outright found, reported, like, how they clearly have done, like, actual harassment and stuff, and then still just be allowed to work there, because they just don't care. Like, on any level, they just don't care. That's strange. This is the first time the cat's come in and sat down on my bed in a while. Just sitting in a wee cat loaf form just next to my legs. What's brought this on, man? I don't want to scratch him or anything in case I bother him and he gets up and walks away. Door's wide open and all. You finally coming back to sitting on my bed, are you? Let's see. Let's loop this one. Oh hey. Speak of the devil. Hmm. I mean, while you were correct and all, Art, I feel like you should be focusing on the thing she hired you for. And then, of course, he's going to this shit. She's handling it well, though. Like their AIs, that shit's easily fixed, you know? I mean, alright, this is true of like literally anywhere. Turn off to go to sleep. Again, not specific to which city. No, he's just whinging because he can. For the sore baby. Well, at that point, every remark you might be about corporate evil, she hired you for a fairly important job. I feel like you should be focusing on that rather than whinging about this stuff. I feel like this whole thing is a far more extreme problem in the games industry than any other industry. See, I wonder about that. Hang on a second, I'm gonna cough again. It's like, I wonder how much of it is like that it's far more extreme here, or that it's just more visible here. Because the games being like relatively young compared to everything else, it's like, you know, things are a lot more tight knit. A lot of things are a lot closer. And rising up with like social media as it has means that this stuff is just like a lot more public, a lot more prominent now. Like, the movie industry might as well be a black box when it comes to this sort of stuff, you know? Like, movies, music, all that stuff is like very old, venerable. Like, a lot of stuff is completely locked behind closed doors. Whereas in games, this stuff leaks out a lot more, people talk a lot more, especially a lot more openly. There's a lot more engagement with the audience, a lot more direct engagement with the audience, which leads to just more discourse and discussion in general. I feel like that's like where the, you know, the discrepancy comes in, as it works. I feel like, I mean, like, a lot of the whole Me Too thing kicked out about movies, like the movie industry. Like, I imagine it must be like, with the sheer size and scale of that thing, it must be a lot worse there. Although, I can't say that for certain, because like, we genuinely don't know how deep any of these go. And everyone, there's always like horror stories and rumors about the music industry, but again, black box, how much is true, how much is just, I guess, popular myth. I don't doubt that the movie and music industry are the worst. Ooh, pardon me. I feel like it's probably like it's more extreme in games, just as I'm saying, just because it's like, it's mainly thinking about normal office jobs. Okay, yeah, in that case, I think you're actually right. I mean, you know, it is fairly rife in office jobs a lot as well, but I think you're right in that it feels like everywhere, like, you know, it's just like the amount of like good offices, I guess, in games is beginning to run quite low. Stella's on top of this stuff. Damn. She vanished. Two at once. You're trying to kill her. But yeah, and then, like, because I think about it, and like, I'm thinking mainly about like the Rockstar shit, especially. How like that one, fuck, I forget his name, like the one lunatic kept like wanting to bring developers to like strip clubs and want to like stripping parties in the office and everything else, and how that informed like the content of Grand Theft Auto and all that, and I'm just kind of like. There is that kind of thing, isn't it? Like, a lot of game offices feel it's a lot more loose and freeform than, like, actual serious, I guess just office jobs, you know, like, casual, like, the job I work in is, like, and it's fairly casual, you can't really just start messing about, like, you'd get cracked upside the head by management fairly quick. Whereas it feels like the management in games are just... I guess maybe that ties into the whole the industry being young and a lot of like the big founding shit coming from people who got started in like the 80s and 90s. So like now they're all the management staff, but they're still acting like the freeform, independent 90s souls that they were, or whatever. Or thinking that they're celebrities now, I don't know. There's a lot to it, I guess. I do keep going back to the Rockstar one in particular when I think about this stuff, because like, oh, I forgot something over here. And just mix. Oh boy. They didn't seem offended, but they lined up to slap him. What? Oh dear. I mean, she is a white knight. She has a crack shell gun, I bet. Oh, she's Krav Maga. So is she Kung Fu? Oh, I know it's not Kung, but is she martial arts, the warbot? He's not putting his head down, he's like, he's lying out a wee bit, the tail's out full, but he's still, but Kitty Cat is like still sitting with his head up a bit. Just saw that the Queen accepted Johnson's suggesting of closing the Parliament until they can't stop the Brexit anymore. Yeah, but they have a few days next week, and I'm almost certain that if they don't, they're trying to pass a law to stop it anyway. And if they can't do it then and there, even though like the speaker does support them and the speaker decides what gets discussed, then they're just gonna pull the no confidence vote and probably just bring the whole government down. It's a really shitty move, and it's basically what anyone sensible expected out of him, that he would just go full dictator and just try and shut down Parliament to cram through a no-deal Brexit, but we have ways and means of stopping it. It's like, I'm not gonna like panic until we find out that like, oh hey, Parliament fucked it up and none of them are actually doing anything, so it's just gonna go through. It's that, or he's just gonna bitch out at the last second and just accept the deal as is. The thing about Johnson is that he's like more ego than person. The famous quote for why he got into politics, was that he was a journalist, and he said one day, like, he was asking like, why you get into politics. He went like, no one makes statues of journalists, they make them of prime ministers, and something like that. So he basically just got in purely because of his ego and wanting attention, essentially. A no-deal Brexit would go down so hideously in history that I don't think he'd want that to his name. And if he would, then he's just stupider than fucking anyone alive. I don't know. Like, maybe I'm just kind of jaded to it all. Maybe I'm just expecting the fact that if it does go as wrong as it possibly can, a united Ireland is around the corner. I'm just kind of yeah, you know, they can just keep setting new fires all they want. I'll panic whenever things actually start going to hell. Northern Ireland has a way of just existing anyway. In spite of all the problems of the country, the world, everything, it will just continue to exist as it has. In my opinion. In my view. It's shit. It's also very shit, but at the same time, it's kind of like, it's not over yet, I guess. The thing about the Queen accepting it, people are going like, oh, she wants Brexit or whatever. The answer is literally we don't know, because as far as from what I understand, she basically has to. Like, she can't like reject it. Like, if the Prime Minister says you gotta do this, because she's basically just like a token figurehead, she basically just has to like stamp it and say, alright, whatever. Unless you can like, the only catch is like legally proving that the advice given to her for it was bad or illegal, which there is like a Scottish court case going through to catch that, then in which case it will get retracted and a punishment is dealt out. But that's just how it goes. Pardon me. Piano Man. One Piano Man. Free commentary on the rocks next. Yeah, no, like, the whole thing is a mess and will continue being a mess until it either stops existing or we accept the deal. And that's basically how it goes. Because if no deal happens, then the UK ends, basically. There's just no two ways about it. The UK just ends. At the rendezvous point. I don't know, because it's kind of hard to tell with like Brexit parliamentary stuff anymore, because there are ones who want to stop it, but then they won't agree with each other enough to actually stop anything. Or like, if they accepted the idea of Jeremy Corbyn as a caretaker prime minister, they could just sling the no confidence vote and end it now. But none of them, you know, the Lib Dems, as good as they've been, and the Scottish National Party both refuse to have him as a caretaker PM because everyone just fucking hates him. Because at this point. I'm not really sure why. He's better than anything the Tories could put out, but you know, it's kind of like the solution's there. We just have to wait for them to take it, and if they don't take it, then you prepare to vote for United Ireland, basically. That's basically all there is to it. I'm gonna have some fun. There's also like the fact that there is it wouldn't, even if like they don't get it stopped before the closure of Parliament, the reopen time is like October 14th. So there would be just enough time to theoretically block it anyway, but it would be such a tight window and very difficult to pull off. But then they blocked it with only days to spare on the last deadline, so, you know. What the Who's the face? Okay, so they're both still here. Hi, Cass. What the hell am I the lag? Comment on my. Dear hero. Okay. I feel like this guy is based on someone, but I can't say for sure. I should actually look that up after. Okay. Why are you yammering away? I could do that now. I fucking knew it. It was designed and the end were based on a fictional character as portrayed by Jim Sterling. Thought so, he has the exact same face. And like the same sort of dress attire. The saddest thing about the situation with Britain and Italy is that this is the only time in the history of the EU where we really need to stand united. No country has an economy that can survive alone, and if the EU is not united, then we have to choose between allying with China or the US. Two decisions which would both be wrong. Yeah, entirely. Is Italy also whinging about wanting to leave? I doubt that one's actually going to come through. As much as they say so, like... I mean, hell, like, I just chatted there to see what was being said, and sure enough, the leaders of Italy's centre-left Democratic Party and the populist Five-Star Movement have formed a coalition government, dealing a massive blow to nationalists. There you go. Two parties, traditionally staunch rivals, have been holding tense talks following the collapse of the previous coalition government. Alright, Par, yeah, basically the guy in charge of like the Nationalist League has just basically been punched in the dick. I wasn't worried they was having like such problems, but it seems basically that it's been just flipped back. I wouldn't worry about Italy just yet. Especially since what is it? Basically, like, you know, after a while, the best thing about this is the nationalist guy calls this all himself. So I'm reading, I'm reading. He basically like pulled a vote of no confidence and ended up just blasting himself by his enemies. Basically, going, you know what? Yeah, we were just going to tag team you, and then they did. That's fucking great. Yes, you can. Something fake, of course. I'm gonna guess like frothy water. That's like the joke drink. Here's the mixed. What did I do wrong? I put 2 apple hides. God damn it. They didn't hold the stick right. Aged. No karma train, yep. Frothy water, how about you? Just as fake as I want. It's like the thing with like the green surge in the last like wave of like just UK and German elections and just in European ones in general. It's like, you know, like nationalist parties have basically been getting too uppity and too greedy, and now in the rantings about, you know, like this and that and the other, the evilness of this and that, they reminded people of climate change and other problems, and now everyone else is just filtering back up for all like all the support they might find on like dumbasses and racists and all that. The nationalist parties basically aren't smart enough to actually make any use of it. Just keep blowing themselves in the foot, from what I see. The Steampunk Museum. Of course it does. Not really stretching out the full length. Virgilio is a curious one. This is a weird one to like fit in right after the whole chat with Stella about the potential of like say dying and all the drama in that, well, quote unquote drama in that little argument with Art, where she basically just took the mature high road and schooled the shit out of him. And fairly casually at that. Not that I don't mind, because look at this disaster. Challenge, he says. He said that one aloud. Oh, purity. What's the number 1 on the list? Bad touch. Purity. I guess look for something that mentions that it's pure. Speaking more about the general political climate in Italy, they seem to be fairly anti-EU. Doesn't matter if someone wants to leave or not, as long as they're against the EU, they are like sand in a clockwork. I mean, probably, but I imagine that's just like... It probably sounds terrible to say, though. I was leaning down the bed and causing the cat to drift towards me. I can't lie down when he's like this. Alright. Yeah, like, Also, no one except the British would be so stupid as to leave the EU. Yeah, everyone else realizes they quite like the money that props up their like social projects and things, whereas the English are just too afraid of higher levels of melanin in the skin to want money and support and world status and importance and a functioning union and an economy. But yeah, no, like, I'm pretty sure like a lot of the anti-EU sentiment in Italy is probably just copycat syndrome stuff. Terrible as it may sound to me to say, it's because it's the hot in thing. So anyone seeking power is probably just going to try and latch on to the same shit. I'm pretty sure when it comes right down to it, they'll probably just still march in lockstep with everyone else as long as they get what they want. Frothy water. Something pure. No, I wasn't paying attention. Where were we? How about... velvety... spoonful of sugar... It might be the one with 9 carmetrine, because it's like just pure alcohol. Everything else is a mix, and there's like at least 3 ingredients or some shit. I mean, that is a Zen Star, because that's like all of them together in equal measure. But I don't know if that's purity exactly. Purity, and that might count as purity. Small twist on the pile driver. Zen Star, nah. And the only one I can think of is like, in terms of purity, it would have to be one of like the least ingredients, so like at least variety of ingredients. And the only one that really meets that is like the fucking 9 carmetrine one, like this one, Fringe Weaver. This is like drinking pure alcohol with a spoonful of sugar. So that's 3. That's like 2. I guess that's it. Like that's 2 flavorings. 2 flavorings. They're all like 2 flavorings except for that one. Or it could be a Zen Star. Oh no. Okay, we'll just go with this. Nothing else that we might make him drunk, and that will be funny. I guess I can't give him pure ingredients, so you'll just give him the closest thing to pure ingredients, which is 9 of this and 1 of the other. I'm gonna guess I didn't get it right though. Granted, he didn't seem to take it particularly bad, so I guess there's that. That's weird. I mean, Virgilo is usually weird, but... Never, ever, ever. And then he leaves. You actually met that madman? Gil stuff. You see how the president of Brazil said that he would take the money for the Amazon fire, but he will not accept any interference from other countries, so he might use it for something completely different. I didn't see that, but that sounds like exactly the sort of idiocy that come from him. Given that he's basically all but admitted that he's just encouraging more fire and stuff. Oh, pardon me. And frankly, he's basically just asking for it. Like, if not from his own people, because his approval ratings have like dropped into the fucking toilet, then he's asking for intervention from other countries, basically. After a point, someone is going to intervene just for their own cred, if nothing else. And that's if he isn't just kicked out of power within the year. Maybe not within this year, because we're like already halfway through, but I can't see him lasting much longer the way he's going. Sorry about the cause, it's lingering as long as possible. Robert. Suddenly have deja vu. She's a little shaky about that. Pardon me. No mistakes, so I guess we didn't mess up that thing. Maybe it's just one you can't mess up and you always take whatever. That seemed like a template response. But yeah, no, like the president of Brazil is basically just ganking his career the more he goes. Although the question is, will we ever be able to live off the damage that's being done? God knows. Honestly, God knows. It could probably in time be fixed, but the problem is, will we have the time left to do it? But at this point, it's just kind of like, fuck it. We seem dedicated to destroying ourselves. You might as well just ride it out. Jill's a bit tense. Buying a shoulder massager will prevent her from getting too distracted. I'm before selling to that. Where is it? Oh, there it is. I need some me time. Use the bathroom. All this cat stuff. Dream person. Curious. Makise Heavy Industries. That's a sassy line. Compatibility of nano camo for the civilian models of assault rifles. New waifu machine. Monster Girl puzzle. Sugaban soft. He also made fun of Macron's wife being much older than him, which reminded me of the time where he talks to this lesbian American actress. Hang on. He explained to him that homophobia is bad and basically just told her that she is beautiful and he would have sex with her. Great. I don't know how that guy ever got into power. I don't know how half the people in power got into power anymore, honestly. It seems like you can just be like literally any stupid idiot and you can just get in the bar. You don't even really need money anymore, it feels like. You can just do it. Personal computers for the anime enthusiast market. I'm noticing a trend. What's dignity anymore? That's one hell of a rant. Jill 27. Discovering the real meaning, she launched into an hour-long rant. ... I hope someone brings that up in the bar. These are new. They're not. They'll be the top one. Nickel and dime with DLC for underwear. See, knowing that she's doing the cat voice as well just makes me wonder why she's effectively sassing herself. Yeah, I just noticed the beer cans on the table 9. I wonder if they've always been there or if they just got added after the little day 6 event at the end of the last stream. One way to find out. You brought your cat. You weren't joking about bringing the cat? Fucking vibrating. Brought cat. People are too stupid for our time. Back in the day, being stupid wasn't too bad, but now all the fake and manipulative news on platforms like Facebook has become way too easy to manipulate stupid people. I wonder how much of it is just people being outright stupid versus people just being, I guess, ignorant. You know, because I feel like on the whole, people are probably a bit smarter than they used to be, but they're just also a lot more ignorant than they used to be. So it's just a lot easier to say something and have everyone take it at value, even though they should just know better. Hello. Actually, no, I guess you're basically right. That is just stupidity when you think about it. So never mind, I'm just quibbling for the fuck of it. Ah. Makes sense. I don't know, it's weird. It's like... the amount of people who just blindly believe the most plainly obviously stupid shit is just kind of like... he's a bit shy. Oh, she's abducted your cat. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's just like... it's also not... ugh. It's also not just a case of like being stupider. It's like... it feels like there's almost pride in it with some people. You know, like they're proud to be just knowingly, objectively wrong. It's just like, I will never understand this drive to be just completely stupid. Oh dear. This is the... I take it this is the Rad Shiba. Another dog. He's a part-timer. The Rad Shiba was one of the items in the item shop for the Girls Frontline collab event. He's a pet you can get, and he walks around and flicks his sunglasses up at people. Why? 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 I was right enough, he's a Shiba. They all look the same to me. You're glad you should didn't say that out loud. Were they? I guess maybe. Damn it! Just call him Rad Shiba. Is he's not gonna tell us his name? Are we gonna get dog wasted on the job? A deja vu hurts. Is it the same drink as one of the first dogs or something? Speaking of manipulation, because it is coming up, and we're seeing it kind of happen with the Pro Jared shit, where because he's now suddenly going, I've seen the evidence presented, and it's basically just nah, essentially just them going nah over and over again. And there's one blindingly beautiful spot where he basically, you know, basically signs his own death warrant in regards to the whole sending nude pictures to minors thing, where he is like in a screen cap, he checks for, he asks the person, are they 18? They say yes, and he just runs with it, just immediately runs with it to go send them nudes. And like, he revealed that and said, see, I checked, but it's like, you didn't verify, you just took them at their word. And according to law in America, and also the UK actually, you've still committed the crime. That just because they said they lied to you doesn't mean you didn't commit the crime by running with it, because you should know better. It's just fucking, and there's people going, oh, he's completely, like he's owned everyone who thought he was like a liar or a cheater or whatever, and it's just kind of like, ugh. People really are just too easy to manipulate. Platforms like Facebook should invest into an AI that can recognize news that are probably wrong and label them as such. Wouldn't solve the problem, but it would be a good start, even though all the far-right groups would then start rambling about how AIs are evil and lie to us and no one should ever believe in AI. To be honest, I feel like it shouldn't be an AI, I feel like it should be human moderation. Like, I know an AI would be more efficient and would handle like the droves of news and all, but I feel like it should A, be human moderation, and B, they should be extremely stringent about what sites get allowed in. Like, the whole talk about like, oh, you're not providing a balanced viewpoint, doesn't matter. Like, that literally doesn't and shouldn't matter. Because if your site regularly and openly lies and spreads false news, it should be blacklisted. And the fact that that just happens to be far-right news sites nearly every single time, you know, like, the pattern's there, like, they should just be they automatically blocked out. Block all them out and have human moderation just pick off anything that slips through. In an ideal world, everything that we submitted to be put into a Facebook newsfeed would be reviewed before it got into any feeds. But, well, that would require a lot of manpower unless you were reducing the amount of sources you use to very, very few. I mean, at the same time, Facebook has so much money that I can't say they don't have the resources for that. They can casually throw around billions, you know? They actually do have the resources for that, so frankly, fuck it, no, they should do that. That would be good, but it would never happen. Yeah. Sadly. They have the resources, but, you know, no one actually wants to use the resources. Because that would mean you have less zeros on your bank balance or some shit. Hurting supremacists? CIRA. God, I really wanted them to say, the Cybernetic Irish Republican Army. There's at least a small chance for them to use an AI. There is. I wouldn't even say a small chance. I feel like they probably are genuinely just, trying to move up from an algorithm to an actual AI. I'm sure, the moment it becomes either viable or they think they could get it working, they would do that. Because that's basically becoming all the rage. The place I work in, they keep sending emails out for these learning seminars that someone in the organization hosts, and there's been quite a few focusing on AI subjects like chatbots, AIs that do processing and search and search and retrieval for documents, files, images, data, the whole lot. AIs that just handle the sort of things that we make systems for. There's a lot of push. I say a lot of push. There's a lot of chatter about oh, what if we could just replace the system with an AI that did the same job but wouldn't require any human, so no human involvement would be needed and all that. And it's kind of the people doing a lot of the seminars are closer to the executive end of things, and it's kind of have you seen the systems on the ground being used for these things? There's no way in hell that we're fitting an AI into the system that controls Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland's how the broadband infrastructure network gets divided up between the companies that use it to sell internet services to people. The system we're using is still coded in Perl 5 using XML and fucking JSON objects and other shit. This system is relatively ancient, and we're still working in it and doing that. And while we are trying to transform it and modernize it into a new language or new systems and shit, that's a slow process. And, even then, it's kind of the way it's just inherently designed, you would have to invest several times over the worth of this project to get an AI out of it, especially since no one on the team is in any way an AI specialist or even an AI beginner. But there is increasing push for AI, so I wouldn't doubt seeing Google putting claiming they've got AI stuff going for YouTube, or Facebook putting AI stuff in place of their algorithms for news and however they sort posts. The funny one will be one Twitter or Tumblr. Actually, no, Tumblr did do that, didn't they? The whole when Tumblr got bought out by Verizon, whoever the last one was, and they did the porn ban. The thing they used to scar the site for images and pornographic images was a single layer neural AI or something. So an AI that was too simplistic and stupid to do the job they needed it to do. And that's why it was so embarrassingly bad and just kept missing things and registering false positives off of nothing. a lot of fun with AI. A lot of fun discussion that we had with AI. Playing with the board ones. Yeah, throw over the commentary and what could possibly go wrong. And just mixed. I mean, fair enough, honestly. when you need a job on the go, like that's the best way to look for it, honestly. Least amount the skills or weird skills you need to like be involved with. Previous work experience. Huh. This one obedient cat, my pride. Oh, Jesus. Also, she is ripped. Goddamn. Oh shit. The boss could take out entire mobs. I've seen her do it. And bandages on her arm. Bandages over one eye. And she said she fell. How'd you land that you need bandages like that? Oh. Oh. That's pretty bleak. Alright. Poor say. Something sweet with no alcohol. That should be simple enough. Like, I got a very obvious phishing mail, and I accidentally clicked on the link. I looked at the mail, saw it's a scam, and I looked at something on my desk until I got annoyed, because my monitor started flashing red. Synced up, I realized that I'd somehow accidentally opened the link. It's nothing to be worried about. Immediately closed the page so I didn't see what it said, but I assumed that the red flashing was my browser warning me that I'm accessing a suspicious website and it didn't actually open it. I mean, the thing is, even if it wasn't your browser, like, flashing to warn you, the thing with phishing emails is that just clicking the link by itself usually isn't enough. Like, unless it's trying to transmit, like, like, malware to you, which it doesn't need any interaction beyond clicking the link. That's usually not what phishing does. Like, if anything, that's the red is probably the browser or your antivirus catching shit. I would scan just to be sure, by the way, and probably burn your cookies while you're at it. But the thing with phishing emails is that usually they require you to, like, the idea is they fake a page or they fake, like, data entry or something. Like, they want you to give them the information. They can't just pull that out of your computer or whatever. They need you to give it to them, so they have to fake it. So I'd say, like, clicking the link by itself shouldn't be a problem. In case you have, like, any lingering worries or irritation. I would run a, like, antivirus scan to be safe. And that should even catch, like, any dodgy tracker cookies or whatever. But if your thing's up to date. It was from my bank. I assume that it probably would have asked me for the password for my online bank account. Yeah. If it's a bank one, then you're fine. Like, that's basically just, it puts up like a fake page, probably tries to be as accurate as it can, and then like it will ask for, like, you need a password for your online banking or whatever, or like any banking details. As long as you didn't give it any of them, you're fine. Like, you're safe. So I wouldn't, beyond, like, the precautionary, always scan, always wipe cookies, maybe if the scan doesn't turn anything up and doesn't turn anything out for you. And, so, yeah. That's the nice, quote-unquote, thing about phishing emails, I guess, is that generally, like, they are harmless, provided you don't just tell them anything. It's always, they never tell them shit. I'm just saying this generally, not to you specifics. I know you know. Don't worry about me. I trust you. But I guess I'm just in full rhetoric. Pardon me. It's just, they're the safest one in a sense. Probably the worst outcomes if you do fall for it, but, like, the safest to actually deal with. Your bank probably has a thing where you can, like, forward them a copy of the phishing email so they can, like, see it and do something about it from their end. So, like, if nothing else, like, see if they have that, if you can, like, forward it to them or whatever, and, like, do that. Oh, Jesus, some stuff falling on her. So stuff fell on her and got her eye, and she broke the arm in her fall. That's actually smart. She tried. That's always the thing. If you take a jump and you have to dive, like, hold your arm or your hand up over your head and, like, try and tilt forward into a roll to try and, like, mitigate the fall. But some guy, might have been Art then, huh? Yeah, I don't think I've considered all the shit that went down. She's come out of it pretty well. Oh. A bleeding jam. No, it's not. Because the bleeding jam is fucking packed full of fucking alcohol, isn't it? But then, what do I do? Oh, pardon me. I mean, it's like we're explicitly told like don't give her alcohol because she's injured. And Jill's even like already saying, is it the best idea to give her one? I mean, he doesn't have karma training in it, but Jill's like, is it the best idea to give her one? Now Len's kind of like, well, what can I do instead? And I give her, like the sugar rush, that is no alcohol, right? What does it have? Sweet, light, and fruity. Okay. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, we shouldn't give her the spiced teas. I'm pretty sure it's actually still alcoholic. If I remember the description right, it's like spiced whiskey. It's like tea, but it has like the kick of whiskey or something. Something like that. I don't know, we'll just pick something like, no alcohol in it. It would be funny to serve something with the gig alcohol. Well, funny, quote unquote, but it would also be terrible. Yeah, just serve that again. She didn't question that it was a bleeding gin. Apparently nice. The Anal G6. No, I really feel like you shouldn't go anywhere. And she's away. Yep, she's back. Yeah, you're kind of hideously injured. Absolutely. Capital W. I just looked at the mail again. It looks like they somehow accidentally copy-pasted part of the German wiki article about boats into it. They copy-pasted part of the article about boats? Why? Why that? Why on earth? The cold might actually do some good. Why would they... It looks like they somehow accidentally copy-pasted part of the German wiki article about boats. Why are they copy-pasting the article about boats? That's a weird way to give yourself away as a fake thing. You just dump part of the A Wikipedia article with boats in it. It's like, fucking hell. Yeah, we're good. Alright. No, you did smoke. They're all very accommodating for just smoking away anyway. I wonder if anyone actually tells her, yeah, don't. Oh dear. Alright, Dana's like right there. She will literally fight anyone, anything, and in any number. And win. It's rather bleak, that. Huh. I feel like you should send someone to take her to Stella. Oh, good enough. Hey. I feel like I would have sent Dana, honestly. I feel that would be more trustworthy. I know what I said. I don't have to poke this because it's beeping at me. I didn't even see it the first time. There were a bunch of empty rows before the actual fishing part, and then it says in German, "Dear customer," and then part of the wiki article. You have to scroll really far down. Dear, is the idea they were trying to fake it by like, "Dear customer," and then they just stole, they couldn't be bothered to write some like boilerplate text, they just stole it from somewhere and just assume you wouldn't read it because of how the page was, that you just maybe that's the idea, they just thought you'd instinctively type it in. But if that's the case, why not just write some vaguely official sounding shit? Why would you just copy and paste a boat wiki article about it? Yeah, really. I'll probably flip on one of the more aggressive songs at some point. Hey, hey. Hello, my son. Oh, he's curling the wee ball. And that's like one of the weirder fishing things I've seen. Or heard of, sorry. Oh. Gut punch. Gut punch. Huge mix. Bing. No. First is the completely official signing part with the link and the logo of the bank and all. Then there are a bunch of empty rows, and then the wiki article. It literally looks like they accidentally put that part in. That's fucking amazing. That's a special kind of like weird incompetence. Anti-counterfeit measure. Huh. I never heard about that one either. Bounty hunting, actually. And I guess what's the difference, really? Fair enough. Better that way. You want to hear noises like that, I'm sorry, but it is a bit of painting being done on the downstairs mirror. Mirror frame, I should say. It haunts the people who have done shit. Then you're basically just like doing a bounty, yeah. Yeah, I mean, what's the difference, really? Something bitter. Maybe something manly would be better. Something manly and bitter. And I mean, we could do a gut punch again. Yeah, I'll give him a pile driver, which is basically the same thing, but slightly. No, it's not. It's a bit different. I'm thinking of something else. All mixed. Bitter and manly. He used to eat Bronson roots every afternoon. Damn. Here we go. Kitty Cat's sitting up a little bit. He hears a noise and he's nosy. Oh, pardon me. Ah, Jimmy. I mean, you say that, but like, reminds me of when I first took sex ed class. Huh? Okay. Yeah, fuck, go for it. Jet black James. They never changed his clothes. Ah, Chloe just gotten up and he's away. Oh, kitty cat. Well, at least he finally like sat and slept on the bed for a bit. It's the first he's done that in quite a while. Send it all to my account before shooting himself. That's pretty sick. That's metal, huh? Suppose so. Fair play, really. I mean, I guess Jimmy. Theodore. Oh wow. A bear. Regular ass bear at that. Ooh, pardon me. Gillian takes that in stride. That's good. That's kind of cosmic. Like, they all know about it. They know he's been through traumatic shit. There's some sort of history with Hong Kong riots and possibly Russian, like the Russian KGB spy agency, apparently. And yet here he is, like 3 different people calling him fuckboy in the same day, all independently. Having to clean up dog piss and just generally being treated like a bit shit. Let's try it anyway. And that dog. Thanks. Bleeding Jan. I feel like Bleeding Jans aren't ever dragged by people seeking to be miserable. Some fucked up pasta sauce. Fair enough. Experimental powered suits. Huh. Fair play. I guess in a way you did get someone cheery, huh? You're not entirely wrong there, Ingram. I just hate teenagers. Surprised she just didn't say yes, yeah. No shit. A Zan Star. I brought that on. I read a review of Ancestors: The Humankind Odyssey. Looks pretty interesting, but apparently also is one of the things I hate the most. It acts like it's complex while actually being quite simplistic. Never mind, I was thinking of something else, so I was about to say I'm surprised about something. How so then? I was thinking of a different game, but like, when you say like quite simplistic, is that the whole, Oh wait, no, I think I'm just thinking. Whatever. Like, yeah, like, by all means, like, elaborate, I'm curious. Like, what is it, like, trying to retain, I guess? It's just as nasty as I heard. Why'd you fucking get it, then? You madman? Okay, yeah, no, I was thinking of a different game. I haven't actually... No, I had heard of this one. I haven't seen it, but I heard of this one. Survive your evolution in Neogene Africa starting 10 million years ago. Open world survival game, huh? Curious, that one. I mean, that's an interesting concept, like starting from, like, I guess, basically human origin, way back in, like, ancient Africa, and then just inching forward. Although open world survival game does make me kind of go like, you know? Not your problem. Man just likes beating himself. Hangs are wrong. That's just common sense. Said that last time. Hey. Couldn't see anything? What? Kind of missed Mario's wacky sex bot friend. Yeah, no mistakes. Jill bought what she wanted and she's pleased with herself. She will surely focus at work. I guess I must already own the thing she wanted to buy then. Monster Girlfriend Chirari becomes the best-selling video game of all time. Lich City has millions of copies alone. 90 million. Okay, now. Play through the history of mankind, you develop further through generations, you can develop new technologies. I guess it would be best if I just translated the part of the review where he talks about the game being a bit simplistic. Give me a minute. By all means, no worries. I'm curious. It's like... that is more elaborate than your average, like, open world survival thing if you're, like, having to advance generations. I assume you carry technology forward and shit, too. Fried pigeons. I mean, hey. The weird place, I say weird place, the place I was like sourcing weird meats from, like kangaroo and crocodile and python, also sells wood pigeons, like wood pigeon breasts and shit. And they're out of stock right now, but I was curious. It's kind of like, Pro wrestling with Dick soccer. We could only be so blessed. Because of that, you're castrated. Damn, Jill. Just fucking damn. I'm guessing this was in Reddit. I don't know when this game came out exactly, but when has it been around? Like the really bad FIFA, like rigging scandal shit. Maybe so. Well, there could have been just like another one like that. Oh, we're getting a bit too meta here, lads. Depends on the library. Way to be. Again, uncannily accurate to like 4chan stuff. You know, we'll play till we'll keep going. Well, I'll go until like either. Huh, you can poke Jill. That makes her blush and do the old things. Oh, I didn't just get her like wasted or something. Or is she just sleepy? Let's go shopping back out. Electricity bill on 24th, have the 8,000 needed. You bought what she wanted, pleased herself, which is fine. That's cute though. Doesn't seem like anything else you can interact with. The dog is still coming though. Hey. He wanted the cat to play with. The fact that Ancestors does not take you by the hand takes some getting used to. Especially since the advertised total freedom is actually quite a delusion. Most objects have 2 or 3 functions. There isn't more to do with them, and there also isn't much to be discovered in the, at least visually half-decent, Africa of the Miocene. So that's a bit of a shame then. There's only... most objects have 2 or 3 functions. Actually, I guess, yeah, for an open world survival thing, only having like 2 or 3 uses for like all your shit is actually a bit shit. I was thinking about that, cause like compared to that, this I know it's probably not I say probably, it's not exactly a fair comparison in a sense because different scope and scale and all that. Like like you consider the sheer amount of shit you can do with any given thing in Breath of the Wild because of the chemistry system and shit, and just also your general interactions. And it's just like. Let's put every day as night, and all systems go. Huh. Well, I'm off to a start. Do you? Okay, she asked for a fluffy dream. Yeah, it was okay. Optional monitoring. We're not gonna give her that. Yeah, I assume the functions also include crafting and developing new things, so 2 or 3 functions doesn't seem much. No, not at all. Like, fucking hell. Everything you craft only, like, comes out with, like, 2 uses, or however that goes, like... It would have been. What? Why here? You give the ID. Small child. Yeah, that's a bit of a shame then about Ancestors. That is an interesting concept, but I guess like the concept got away from them. Yeah, attempt at rebellion. Oh shit. Just reading it doesn't take you by the hand, and the fact that it doesn't seem to be much to do immediately gave me flashbacks to Crusader Kings too. Yeah, I can see that. The whole, like, it dresses itself up as something more hardcore than it is, but like, oh, we're not going to tell you anything, so that makes us complex, but then you actually play it, it's like, oh, there's just fucking nothing there, it's just shallow. You know, be honest, like, look at, like, the glimpse I saw, like, the whole, like, the art piece having, like, I guess the more primal, like, proto-human shits, like, going into, like, more human-like, like, next to, or, like, evolving into more human-like stuff, like, that sort of has that kind of vibe, you know what I mean, that whole, this is a, like, it seems to carry itself with that sort of weird, complex game vibe, you know? You'll handle that with grace. I don't know how to describe it. Is this the way the game... I mean, hell, I guess it's in the title, isn't it? The human, like, ancestors, the humankind odyssey. It might still be good as long as there's not any big problems. You're right. I guess to be fair, like, more involved, tactile gameplay might be, like, might make up for, like, a lack of any particular functional complexity. Just because. Oh shit. Right here. That's the better part. I'll probably give it a chance if it comes out on GOG. Surprised it actually isn't on GOG already, actually. It seems like the sort of thing... Yeah, you know, the sort of thing it would be on. I didn't think of... I presume it's a Steam exclusive then, is it? That'll take a year at least because of Epic. Ah, the other way around. It's already listed on Steam for 2020. Fair enough. I mean, hey, nothing else. It'll be all nice and beta tested for you. Beta tested. Have all the any particular major glitches, you know, knocked out. Any patches or reworks needed will be fit in before you can get to it. Oh, I tried to mute there. Sorry. Come on. Bro. This fucking guy. Bathroom. That's a face and a half. Piano woman would be nice. Should we give him the piano woman then? No, yeah, actually, yeah, fuck it, we'll give him the piano woman. I don't know. Mario. It's illegal in Germany to keep someone out of your bathroom in case of an emergency. God bless. That should just be the case. You know, if someone fucking direly needs your bathroom, that you fucking let them in the, well, you know, in a business or a place like that. But, you know, let them in to use it. No, like, oh, you gotta be a client thing always strikes me as wrong. Cause it's like, yeah, I know it's like a nuisance for you. But, you know, like, like, if it's like, you have a toilet people need to use it, let them use the fucking toilet. I don't know what the case is here. I don't know if it's actually like a law against that here. I don't think there is. Because I'm pretty sure places here do enforce the whole, like, you need to be a client to use our toilets thing. Shitty guy. He's not shitty. Bit of a goon, but he's not shitty. What's your day job? Delivery boy. I mean, courier's a bit more than a delivery boy, I'd argue. Especially important for bus drivers. Sometimes they just need to pee and they have to be able to stop the bus and ask someone. That's actually a very good point. I never actually thought about that. I guess before, like, bus routes, at least around Belfast, like, city centre, are never quite long enough to, like, be that, like, problematic like that, but I don't know how it works. No, I guess, like, for, like, longer form, like, cross-country buses, they just have to, like, stop at stations and shit. Actually, to be fair, like, the coaches in general here usually do have toilets built into them. Like, so I guess, like, a driver could just stop the bus and use it, you know, use the bus's own toilet. Hello. He's back. He's awake. Hello. Yes, he wants to scratch. Don't bite the cord. Stop biting that cord. Hello. There you go. You want to squeak? No. Just giving you a wee scratch. You want to squeak? Yeah, just walk all over the iPad, that works too. I think the 11 takes 2 hours for its full route because it drives through all the small villages around the city. Fucking hell. That's rather involved actually, yeah. Like, no, the driver would need to fucking stop to pee at some point. Which is how that goes. Here, like, we just have a ton of individual routes that they're all in themselves not that long. Like, all the city buses are like, you know, I guess like depending if traffic's fine, like at the absolute most, like 25, half an hour. He's trying so hard to be hardcore. Moonblast. This guy, we don't care. Like, people come in here and drink this shit all the time. She ain't gonna judge, and pretty sure like your man Jimmy is taking like one or two of these things anyway. On the rocks, blended 6112. Yep. Come to think of it, I've never actually seen a bus driver like have to stop the bus to do something like that. Usually, when like the only times I've seen the bus like get stopped are like because the bus is had a failure, like the bus itself just fucking died. Pardon me. Or like well, I guess it technically also was a failure. The one time our bus just happened to like clip someone's car and smack off like the fucking like their side view mirror, and there was a police jeep behind us who just saw that, and that was a fucking fun day. Watching that, just sitting on the bus, watching the driver have to hash all that out. And that was heavy traffic too, so we were just, like, once I got back on the road, like, oh, now we're just fucking stuck. That was like a 40-minute trip for what usually takes like fucking 15. It isn't working. Yeah, I mean, like, I guess you want to be like a piece of shit biker, but you know, you can still be like a cool guy on a bike, or I happen to be like fake macho man. I keep going back to that example of like wearing like skimpy shit and setting stuff on fire. Fringe Weaver, hey. He's just going for it. I mean, instead of just something manly, but I would argue something that it's like one flavor thing and then just 9 punches of fucking raw alcohol is probably pretty manly. I don't know. I've also never seen one stop the bus for something like that, but when I was still living in the countryside, I often saw them walk into the woods when they had to wait at the bus stop for a little longer. Fair enough, like, you know, seize the chance when you get it. No. Is he seeing anyone? Go on, ask him out. The moment he's gone, tell you. Do it. That's a line and a half. I know it's in the middle of a game day, but like, I think we're gonna stop it there because it's not like half 11. Cause oh fuck. Back in the day, we had a bunch of different routes, but then they decided they wanted to guarantee that the bus would come every few minutes in the city, so they got rid of most of the buses in the surrounding villages. Assholes. That's a level of favoritism that just does more harm than any good. If you wanted there's more buses like to come out, like the guarantee one every few minutes, just order more buses. I know that's more expensive, but by far, but you know, it's kind of like Yeah, but then you're not fucking up your general infrastructure just to favor the city more than the villages. Stuff like that is why people just rely more on cars than public transport. Yeah, well, that's gonna be us for the day. Again, as of today, I will be streaming tomorrow. Continuing on, I'm pretty sure we won't get VA-11 beat before Astral Chain comes out. So Friday will be Astral Chain. If I'm streaming Saturday, I will probably be VA-11. And then if we finish it and I still want to go on, I might just do Astral Chain as well that night. We'll see. That was one of the best things about my village. You could reach anywhere in a short time because of all the buses. That sounds quite heavenly, honestly. I wish our buses were that reliable. Cat's just sitting there scratching himself. Alright. That's gonna be me. So, thanks for coming out. Thanks for watching. And, see you tomorrow. And, good night.